Today, I'm going to teach you a spectacular and super easy technique to get a yes, even from the person you least expect. It's spectacular, and this isn't manipulation, it's communication. I'm going to share a spectacular story based on real events told in my own words, which will, God willing, give you a mental and imaginative framework to understand the concepts I'm going to explain in just a few minutes. Listen, a large multinational company is looking for suppliers for its big clothing store. For a sock supplier, they were looking for a supplier with excellent quality, excellent performance, and excellent prices, like any company. Very well, they held a bidding process, received proposals from several companies, and to the surprise of many people, they chose the most expensive company. You might ask, the most expensive one? Yes. Companies proposed socks. Some were very cheap with decent quality, while the most expensive was much higher quality, but also much pricier. And not only that, when they finally met, the contract stated that each pair of socks would cost $1.50. They went ahead and signed. And when the supplier, so happy to have found this business, to sell to this big chain of stores, to be their supplier of socks, he saw that the contract didn't say $1.50. It said $2. They raised it by $0.50 per pair of socks. We're talking about thousands or millions of socks. Just imagine how much money that means. Just that extra $0.50. The company director about to sign the contract said nothing, then stated, I have two questions. First of all, I know from a reliable source that you received offers from reputable companies, good companies, with prices much lower than ours, and you chose us. And not only that, you also raised my payment, you increased my income by $0.50 per pair of socks, which is why I was willing to sign $1.50 instead of $2. I don't understand. You who are very much on my side, I don't understand the kindness. He said, look, I'll explain it to you. He said, this is very simple. I'll explain it. My company, as you know, is very successful. But it's not only successful because of the good products we have. We have had a company philosophy for many years that we want both ourselves and our suppliers and our customers, the virtuous circle that lies within ourselves, our employees, our customers, our suppliers, for everyone to win. As it's called in business, the win-win. Therefore, when we decided who to award this sock contract to, we did an exhaustive study on several levels. So to be specific, I'll tell you that your socks are of very good quality, not better than others. No, not the best, but of excellent quality. There were other suppliers with higher quality than yours, but in terms of performance, ethics, and business, you are the best. Also, why did I raise it? To your second question, why increase it by 50 cents per pair of socks? I'll explain. You set a very good price for your company. It's true that it was more expensive than the others, but for your company, it was a very good price. And I ask you, was it below your possibilities to stay afloat in the coming years? In other words, if you sold to us at $1.50 in the coming years, our economists and financial experts told us that you would go bankrupt. You would go bankrupt, you would declare bankruptcy. So you would lose and we would lose. An excellent supplier like you, so we decided to choose you and raise your price. Very well. This is the example I want to tell you as an example, which, God willing, will serve as an example for what I'm going to teach you today, which is spectacular. It's about how to communicate and get a yes from others. Obviously, always, as I told you, without manipulating, without hidden things. Why do you want the yes? Because what you understand, what you have to offer others, is the best for them and for you. As I told you before, win-win. Let's go with this example. Let me see. The person asked, why did you choose him? Think, he asked, what do you all feel? Or why did you choose to choose us? He spoke rationally. Now, I'm going to talk about the 4 forms of communication that our brain thinks about. That is, I'm going to explain here what is called neuro-linguistic pronunciation. which basically teaches how our brain thinks. It's very simple how it communicates, how it perceives communication, how it communicates. That is, how it perceives and how it communicates. Therefore, if you basically understand yourself first, how you communicate, are you someone more sentimental? Are you someone more logical? Are you someone more eager for information, more creative? Are you more practical? I'm going to show you a whiteboard here. We're going to outline 4 types of communication for people. This is obviously very generic. In fact, a person can change throughout their life or change with their young child. They can be one way, and with their partner or with their friends another way, and at work yet another. That is, this can fluctuate, although in general the person has a core way in which they communicate very well. Let's talk about the squares. The square is someone more rational. Obviously, this doesn't mean someone is better or worse than another. Because of how their brain and communication work, it's simply how it works. It's not worse or better. But therefore, if you basically understand yourself, if you are more rational, like a square, more logical, or like a triangle, someone more practical, more goal-oriented, concrete things, more circular, someone more emotional who goes by emotions, feelings, or someone else. A straight line, for example, is more social, bolder, someone more creative. This is just to help us remember the 4 types of areas. So I want to go... Do you remember the first example? The first example fits perfectly with the first square. That is, both the one who spoke and the one who received the information. It was something square. What does square mean? Rational and methodical? That is, surely this great boss of this big multinational knew that the person in front of him was someone rational and logical. He spoke to him that way. With someone more emotional, it would have been different. Why did you feel that we are the company that fits best? I mean, someone much more emotional? The good director of the multinational company should have spoken, maybe given some specific technical topics, but above all, we feel that you are the right ones for us. That is to speak in emotions, in feelings. Therefore, we're going to go to you. I want you to leave this class with very concrete and practical tools. That is, first, you have to understand that getting a yes from the other person is not manipulation, as I told you, no. Understanding that only the other person can say yes. Why? Think about it. I'm going to explain something simple. If you travel to England from South America, what language do you speak? Obviously in English. Therefore, if you want to order a coffee, you're going to speak in English. You're going to say coffee, not cafe. You're going to say coffee in English. Why? Do you want to manipulate the waiter into bringing you a coffee? You want him to bring you coffee, so you speak his language? It's important to understand this. When we want to get a yes from others, we don't want God to allow us to manipulate anyone. We want the yes to come on its own. Because what you're proposing is what's best for you and what's best for the other person, or your partner, students, or clients. Win-win, as they say in English, win-win. And this is fundamental to guide you in what we're going to talk about. Therefore, first you have to do an introspection exercise with yourself and think. Am I more of a rectangle? Meaning, am I square? Am I more logical, rational? Am I more of a triangle? Am I someone who is more goal-oriented, more concrete, more, well, good? Tell me, in one line, in one sentence, what do you need from me? What? It's like someone who, like you, surely knows someone whose phone rings and maybe they don't say anything. They just wait for the other person to say hello. What? Or they say yes. Yes, the triangle is more concrete. Like I said, it's not better or worse. That's how your brain works and how it communicates. Someone who's more rounded is someone more emotional. Hello, how are you? How do you feel? How can I help you? What happened to you yesterday? Tell me the story. Tell me, is that someone more circular? A circular language, it's more circular in the way it relates to others. The triangle is clearer. What are the goals? What do I do? What do you do? This, the other one, functional square. Tell me facts. I want details. I want to understand. I want to plan. And the line is someone social. Okay, let's create, let's do this. He might tell you in 2 hours what he did yesterday with his friends or with his work team and the new ideas he had. And you have to let him talk, let him talk, let him talk, and basically let the idea come from him. You can ask him, what do you think? Any creative ideas on this topic? Let him talk, let him talk, let him get excited, bring out the best in him, his ideas, his creativity. It's not about being better or worse. That's just how their brain and communication work. Spectacular. Therefore, to sum up the class a bit, when you want to have, for example, a conversation to decide something, whether it's with your family, at work, at your place of study, with your teacher, with your dad, your mom, with your children, wherever you are, you have to think and reason. The number of conflicts happens when you think a detailed one, yes, and you schedule it in your memory, vision, brain, and you offer it, thank you, oh, the other. How does it work? Is it more square, triangle, circle, or line? How does it work? You really have to try a lot, as they say in English. Basically, those two types of communication have to match. Obviously, don't forget who you are, obviously. But try to adapt. Like I told you in the example, if you travel to England, adapt your way of communicating in English, your way of being. Communicate in the way the person in front of you understands best. And therefore, there, God willing, you will reach a win-win situation, God willing. So this is very important. Without manipulating, try to get the yes to come naturally from the other person because they understand that you understand and that you want what's best for them. That's fundamental, and it has to be real that you truly want what's best for you and what's best for them. Win-win. Well, I dedicate this video with a lot of affection to Vinamin. May he and his family have success materially, spiritually, in every way. May they see much joy from their descendants for eternity. May they have the merit to live in the land of Israel. May their business be very fruitful and help their clients. And may they see only sweet and good things. You might wonder why I'm making a video for Vinyamin. I dedicate it to him with much affection. But I also want you to know that there's an option. I can dedicate a video for you, if you want, of course. A link is in the video description. There's a link where you can request information and see how I can dedicate a video exclusively for you. And if God wills it, you have to know that the person who basically supports the Torah, there's a verse that says, I'll say it in Spanish, that the person who supports the Torah is a tree of life for that person, if it's in Hebrew. And basically, he attains true joy. Yes. God willing, it will be a great blessing for the person who has the merit to support the Torah. Now, the messages we try to share to help people, to our beloved community here on YouTube, may they come with many blessings. And also, if you haven't yet joined my beloved Israel High community, here you also have the link to be part of the spectacular Israel High community. For those who get the membership, they have a world of access, of blessings, of meetings with us online. It's spectacular. Courses. There's a community WhatsApp group, a weekly community schedule, and they also receive all kinds of information and connection with the land of Israel. To connect with me, there's my personal WhatsApp number, so you can ask questions. It's also amazing. You connect with me, you connect with the land of Israel, with Israel High, I'm Israel High. May everything be filled with many blessings. Blessings.